All right, what's up guys? So I'm gonna teach you how to change the oil in your truck. It's something that I didn't know until I was maybe 25, 26 years old. And the person who actually taught me was my wife and my father-in-law. But now I know how to change the oil, so I'm gonna teach you. So I'm gonna show you the tools you're gonna need. All right, let's go. All right, so these are the tools you're gonna need. This one right here takes off the oil filter. I'll show you that a little later. You're gonna need a socket wrench. I don't know the specific wrenches. I don't know if a one size fits all for every vehicle. You just need a socket wrench that's gonna fit the bolt that's in there. Now this is if you are going to use a jack and jack up your car, you can put this under it as well. So when you are using your jack and your 6-year-old daughter comes along and accidentally bumps it and then it makes it go down and then your vehicle won't fall on you. This is kind of a safety thing that will help hold your truck up or your car so you don't get smashed. You're gonna need a funnel so when you're pouring the new oil in there, it won't spill as much. And then you're gonna need something to capture the oil, the dirty oil into. All right, let's get going. The other thing that you're gonna need is a dirty garage. So it looks like you know what you're doing and you've been working hard. So if you have a dirty garage, that is a lot better in changing the oil.
My guys can change the oil.
Having a 6-year-old girl and that roller is optional. Okay, since I have a truck, I am not gonna jack it up because my truck's high enough. So I'm not gonna use this, but first thing is we're gonna use this. All right, let's go under. All right, and it's best to let your vehicle, if you've been driving it, to let it rest for about an hour or so, because then the oil is really hot when you're trying to undo that bolt and it can burn you. But in this case, I just barely drove it over here and I don't have time to let it rest, so I'm just gonna do it anyways.
I'm gonna go.
All right, so let's place this where we think the oil is gonna be.
And I'm gonna go. That's not me. And I'm gonna go under with my dad.
Okay, go under. Okay, so now that we're under there, you see this little bolt right there? That is what we need to take off. That's what where all the oil is gonna come out. And you can see right here, that is the oil filter, and that's what we need to screw off and screw back on and get a new one. All right, so we're gonna place this about right here. That looks like a good spot, and now we'll undo that bolt there. I've got this socket wrench. Let's just loosen this up. Okay. Now sometimes the oil, it flies pretty far. So you need to, it does not come right down. Now like I said, since the oil is going to be kind of hot, I have these rags here. And once you have it loose, you can just kind of do it with your hand. And maybe use the rags if it gets too hot. Here we go. Now just let that spill out until it's all empty. All right, and while we're here, let's take that oil filter off and switch that. Okay, time to use this guy. You just slip it on your oil filter. Gotta get a good grip. And then just twist it. And once you have it a little bit loose, you should be able to get it just with your hands after that. As you can see, a bunch of oil is going to come out and your hands are going to get messy. A lot more messy changing the oil filter than it is to actually take that bolt out and let all the oil drain. And we're hoping that when we can let this all the way out, it'll just fall into our basin here. It's a lot better to do this, like I said, when you've let your vehicle rest for, you know, about an hour, so the oil is not so hot on your hand. But it actually wasn't that hot. And I think it's nice because it's a cool spring morning and my hands are cold, so it feels good on my hands. Let that drain a little bit and then we'll put the new one in. All right, well, they say it's important to get the same oil every single time you do an oil change. And this is just this green Quaker State 5W30 is just what I've used the entire time that I've had my truck. Okay, now time to put the oil filter back on. So you're just gonna hand tighten this. You don't want to use any tools to tighten it because when you try and get it off the next time, it's gonna be way too tight. All right, now's a good time to, I think it's all drained out. Let's put the bolt back in there. But with this bolt, you are gonna want to use your socket wrench again and tighten it up really tight with this. All right, now let's pour some oil. All right, time to pour the oil in there. So we just need to find the cap here that has the oil, like almost like a oil lamp on it. And that's where we're gonna pour the oil. Now you need to check your manual, and it's gonna tell you how much oil to put in there. So with my truck, you need 6 quarts. So if you just buy a 5-quart one, it's not gonna work, it's not gonna be enough. But for most cars, they just need 5, but trucks, you're gonna need more. All right, let's do it. Grab your funnel so you don't make a mess. All right, so I've heard stories of people, they go to pour the oil in and they have forgot to put that bolt back on. And so when you pour the oil, that's just gonna go all over the floor. So the most important thing is to make sure your oil filter and your bolt is back on. Now, they say that you need to change your oil about every 3,000 to 5,000 miles or every 3 months, whichever comes first.
Are you about done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are we done? Are we done? Can you hand me that red lid?
All right, guys, thanks for watching. That's how you change the oil in your truck or vehicle, car, whatever you have. It's usually, like I said, in the same spot, and you use pretty much the same tools. So if you liked it, please click the subscribe button, give me a huge thumbs up, and we'll see you in our next video. All right, see ya.